Welcome, family and friends, to Fairleigh Dickinson University's 77th Annual Commencement Ceremonies. Welcome to the faculty and administration of Fairleigh Dickinson University. And please rise and give a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the graduates from the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the stadium, please welcome today's platform party, including the provost and the president of Fairleigh Dickinson University.
All right, quick, march.
Welcome. President Capuano, the faculty, officers of the university, guests and candidates are assembled, and the hour is at hand. With your permission, may these proceedings begin. To open the 77th commencement ceremony honoring the class of 2020. Let us remain standing for the national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. In the tradition of the Academy, and as president of Fairleigh Dickinson University, I, Christopher Capuano, officially convene this annual commencement ceremony. A warm welcome to our platform party, which includes participants in today's ceremony and representatives of the university's Board of Trustees, faculty, administration, and student body. I want to especially welcome on the platform today an outstanding alumnus and our board chair for the past 18 years, Patrick J. Zenner. Mr. Zenner has faithfully led FDU through an incredible period of growth and renewal and has been a good friend to the university and to me personally. Mr. Zenner will be stepping down from the board next month, and so this is his last commencement ceremony as our board chair. Please join me in thanking him for his incredible service to FDU. Thank you, Pat. We will miss you greatly. Welcome to our deans and directors and to our faculty and staff who have also joined us today. Welcome to the Pillars of FDU, a group of honored staff members. And welcome, of course, to all the friends and families of the graduates. FDU is a national leader in providing educational programs for U.S. veterans. We want to welcome today those graduates who have served as members of the armed forces and who are wearing commemorative red stoles. I ask all the veterans among our graduates to please rise and be recognized. Thank you for your service to our country. And thank you to all the veterans who are in attendance this afternoon. And now, most importantly, welcome back to the FDU class of 2020. Congratulations, your day has finally come. It's not true that you cannot return home again. Today you have come home, and we are so proud to welcome you back. A year ago, when I bestowed degrees upon the class of 2020, I said how proud I was of all of you for how well you stayed connected, remained committed, and finished your degrees under such challenging circumstances. And I know how difficult it was to complete your studies at FDU, and in many cases, to enter a job market that was so uncertain, all the while anxious about the situation and the health and safety of yourselves and your loved ones. I hope all of you have stayed well, and I hope your initial professional efforts have brought rewards and the promise of bigger things. If, however, the start has not been smooth, I urge you to remain patient and continue to dream big and work hard to fulfill your dreams. The hardships you have endured since March 2020 do not define you. They only reveal your true character, and they will make the rewards that will eventually come even more rewarding. While I was pleased we were able to award your degrees virtually last year, I made the promise to all of you that we would have an in-person ceremony when conditions permitted. I am sorry it has taken so long. I know that some of you have moved on, but still, the university was determined to keep its promise to you. And I'm pleased that so many of you have returned for this important public recognition of your achievements. No class has ever waited so long for this day. And so you are to be congratulated again and commended for your patience and understanding. While your achievements may have been completed in the past, today is still worthy of a celebration, and tomorrow will bring many more joys and triumphs. These continue to be uncertain times for many of us, but you have been prepared well, and you will be successful in whatever ways you wish to measure success. When we bestowed your degrees last year, I mentioned the importance of learning lessons from current events that have so dominated our lives over the past year and a half. I discussed the importance of working together and caring for each other, because when we work together, we can overcome anything. I talked about the importance of continuing to plan for tomorrow, but also enjoying today and making today count. I talked about sharing life's precious moments with those who have helped you. We cannot take time for granted, and we cannot take people for granted. I also want to emphasize the importance of perseverance and endurance, two traits that have been sharpened in the midst of our current crisis. Please remember that nothing memorable and lasting can be done quickly. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, patience and fortitude conquer all things. May you always display patience and fortitude. May you learn from the past. May you live enthusiastically in the present. And may you enjoy a wonderful future. Godspeed to all of you, and congratulations again. It is now my pleasure to present this year's honorary degree. I ask Richard Barata to please come forward. Do what you love. That was your mantra when you graduated from college in 1973, armed with a liberal arts degree in history. Your father had hoped you would follow in his footsteps and go to law school. Instead, you followed your heart, embarking on a career as a jazz drummer in the hotly competitive music scene of New York City. Your virtuosity soon attracted the attention of other jazz artists, firmly securing work for you as a bandmate and studio musician. But despite your success, the hours were long and money was often tight. Eventually, you found yourself at a career crossroads. Continue with your music or begin the family you always wanted. After 9 years, you left the unpredictable and demanding lifestyle of a jazz musician to enter the film industry, and soon found an entirely new way to do what you love. Beginning as a location manager for Desperately Seeking Susan, over the next 3 decades, you worked on more than 50 films, including The Taking of Pelham 123, Donnie Brasco, and Big. You were the production manager for 5 Spider-Man blockbusters. Some of the most critically acclaimed and financially successful movies of recent memory bear your imprint as co-producer or executive producer, including Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street and The Irishman, and the Oscar-winning Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. You helped bring Hollywood success to our university as well, as an advisor to Aaron Sorkin's The Trial of the Chicago Seven, which featured our historic mansion, Hennessy Hall. This year, that production captured multiple Golden Globe and Screen Actor Guild Awards and garnered 6 Academy Award nominations. In the fall of 2016, an unexpected opportunity brought you back to your first love, jazz. Performing again professionally, you said, was like a light bulb has gone off in my head, and the music seems clearer, fresher, and more illuminating than ever. And last year, you released your sophomore album, Music and Film, The Real Deal, to critical acclaim. For every FDU graduate today who wonders about the path ahead, your career stands as an example of the power of possibility, that doing what you love does not need to be an either-or proposition. Your life also bears testimony to the power of adaptability, a lesson you perhaps first learned playing jazz, which has enabled your creativity and talents to thrive in all that you do. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto attached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to that degree. Congratulations. And I'll get this stuff out of your way. Okay, you good?
Good.
Let me take this hat off and put one of your hats on right here. There you go. A little more appropriate for now. That's a beautiful plaque. My wife's gonna really appreciate. I'm gonna put it right on the nightstand, right next to the bed. President Capuano, the Board of Trustees, professors, faculty, administration, staff, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and anybody else who could have snuck in here today. I'm truly honored to be here to give the commencement address to the Fairleigh Dickinson University graduating class of 2020. Let's hear it for them. Here we go. You got a little samba rhythm there. Well, well, well. The class of 2020. What took you so long? Was there a problem? Was something going on here that prevented you from coming? It's about time. And you know, over the last 2 days giving these speeches, I've never spoken to crowds that were this big, and it's very exciting. It's pretty cool, and I'm very excited to be here, and that's a good sign for everyone. Thank you. You know, when I got here about an hour ago for this, I was informed that I was expected to give a speech to you people as well. That was a total surprise to me. Talk about being unprepared. Well, here we go. Let me ask you a question. How many of you out there are either hungover from last night or had a few drinks, or even smoked a little weed today? Please raise your hands. Come on, let's see it, come on. All right, parents, please put your hands down. Thank you. You're certainly entitled to that, for this is your day, a day to celebrate, to savor and reflect on the 4-year journey, or 5 in your case, to get here. And you're not going to forget this day for about 48 hours. I hope you truly enjoyed the college experience, because it's all over. It's done, finito. It's time to get your asses out onto the pavement and find a job. Enough is enough. Let's go. You've been dogging it for a year now. 3.7 million people graduated from colleges and universities this year. Good luck with that. Shouldn't be too much competition, but let's not dwell on the positive. Let's also give a well-deserved shout out to your proud parents who have waited around a year for this and have come today and let's hear it for the parents as well. We want to give the parents a cha-cha, not a samba. We don't want them to get too energetic out there. It's hot out. Since there were 4 commencement speeches scheduled over yesterday and today, I was asked to cut my speech short, and that may be good news for you. But so if you get a little lost during this speech, it's understandable why. You didn't hear the first 3 parts, but you'll try to follow along. It's okay, you'll be fine. Many of you might be asking yourselves, how did we get this guy here today? I'm asking the same thing. I mean, there are 7.9 billion people in the world, and almost none of them know who I am. Couldn't the administration chosen somebody more noteworthy? How about Kamala Harris or Nancy Pelosi or Nas, Bruce Springsteen, former speakers here, Senator Cory Booker or Hall of Famer Harry Carson? You got me. You win some and you lose some. I hear you, but here's what I have to say to that. You have to suck it up. What do you think? This is Harvard? Okay, now that you have determined that I'm a bad choice, lacking in self-confidence and self-esteem, the truth is I should be here. I do have an abundance of confidence and self-esteem, and I'm going to surprise you, because we're all very much alike, and we have a lot in common. Here's a little background. I was born and raised in Poughkeepsie, New York in 19-something. My parents were first-generation Americans of Italian immigrants. One grandfather was a barber and a musician, the other a barber and a bootlegger, brewing beer in his basement. My father was a distinguished public servant, a lawyer, a DA, a county judge, and then ultimately a New York State Supreme Court judge. He was also an accomplished musician. His father was not the bootlegger. My mother, one of 5 children, grew up poor, and all 4 of her sisters went on to earn college degrees, which was unheard of in the 1930s. Needless to say, I had great role models, and that's important. And my mother was an accomplished opera singer, so there's the music gene times 2. I graduated from Wagner College in 1973 with a BA in history. My father wanted me to go to law school. No big surprise there. Being the dutiful son, I rewarded him with embarking on a career as a jazz musician. What good was that BA in history? I didn't need a degree to play music. Wrong. My college experience was priceless. And truthfully, all experiences, whether good or bad, are very valuable. After I graduated, I began playing music. After 2 years living near Woodstock, New York, I moved to New York City. I performed in clubs, did some traveling, recorded some albums. During that time, I was also bartending a couple of days a week to make ends meet. Then in 1984, after just scraping by financially, I decided I needed to make a change. I had just married my lovely wife, of whom I've been married for 38 years, and I wanted to raise a family. I had a friend who worked in the film business. He was working for Woody Allen. I badgered him relentlessly, and eventually he got me a job as a location assistant on my first film, Desperately Seeking Susan, starring a 20-something Madonna. I have since worked on about 55 films, a most gratifying journey, filled with many memorable moments until I reached the top of my profession as an executive producer. I've worked with several Oscar-winning actors and directors, including Tom Hanks, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, Denzel Washington, Martin Scorsese, Mike Nichols, and a number of others. My last 3 films, The Irishman, The Joker, and The Chicago 7, were all nominated for Academy Awards. But FYI, it hasn't all been rosy. It required a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours. I had occasional misgivings, questioning my professional life. That's the way jobs and life work. Like Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. So in 2017, I decided it was time to get back to my original and first passion, music. My latest CD, Music and Film, The Real Deal, which was released this past September, was on the top jazz radio charts for 10 straight weeks, getting as high as number 14, with over 900,000 listens on Spotify. You know, I'm truly grateful and humbled by this whole thing. And people ask, what's the secret to my success? Well, there is no magic pill that you buy and then you go home and you take, that's for sure. Okay, now, for those of you who have been dozing or sleeping during the first half of my speech, it's time to wake up. From here on in, the words you're going to hear, you'll be quizzed on for the remainder of your lives. Competition for you is fierce. In my life, I have mowed lawns, worked in construction, bartended, drum shop salesman, knife salesman, ovenware salesman, pots and pan salesman. There were many difficult and trying years and decisions to be made along the way. You know, life is wonderful, but let's face it, it can also be real tough and challenging and a real drag sometimes. You're also probably going to have a number of very different jobs by the time you're my age. That's just the way it is, and that's cool. Some of those positions will end as failures, and that's cool too. I felt like a failure as a musician when I left to work in film, but failures are good. A highly successful producer, friend of mine, told me he was fired more times than the ceremonial canon at West Point. So what? Get your asses off the ground and get back onto the field. Pursue your dreams. Listen to the little voice in your head guiding you to achieving your goals. And don't wait for the perfect scenario. While you're sitting on your duffs, opportunities are passing you by. And by the way, there really is no perfect scenario. Take action. Get involved. It pays dividends, incredible dividends. It's so important to get in the game, try things, get knocked down, get yelled at. I can't tell you how many times I forced myself to do something that required serious self-motivation and effort, something that was inconvenient or uncomfortable, maybe possibly a waste of time. But I took action, and then it led to a very useful connection or future invaluable opportunity. Mark Twain said it quite well. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed in the things that you don't do than by the things that you do. You're inheriting a world plagued with a plethora of unsolvable problems. But hello, the world has always been a complicated place in which to live. Think about it. The Black Plague, the Crusades, countless wars, the Holocaust, genocides, droughts, disease, rape, refugee crisis, abject poverty. Even today, 660 million people without clean water and sanitation. My God. The point is, this is the reality of human existence. But here's the silver lining. There's an old Buddhist saying, the lotus flower blooms in the muddy swamp. That kind of says it all. So now we reach the point in the speech where I give you some good advice, words of wisdom. These words may sound familiar and cliche-ish, but there's a reason for that. They're important, they're profound, they're poignant. People always throw words around, but they do have profound meaning. Your generation has a lofty goal to attain, a humanitarian effort, if you will, a willingness to correct those mistakes made by previous generations. Use your FDU education to the fullest. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table. With the advancement of science and technology, your future holds opportunities and occupations that have yet to be invented. There's almost nothing you can't do if you commit to it. Nothing. Don't do things solely for money, fame, or status. Do something because you love it. The best job is the job that doesn't feel like a job. It feels like a calling. Try to be inspired by what you do. Push yourself. Be energetic, enthusiastic, inquisitive, respectful, positive, all contagious. Be responsible and punctual. I can't stress that enough. If you can't be depended on, then you're not worth the time. Be humble. And damn, don't be so sensitive to criticism. Many times that criticism is constructive and quite useful. Lastly, don't whine or feel sorry for yourselves. Nobody cares. Trust me, I'm not the smartest guy in this stadium, but I'm smart enough to know that attitude, character, and personality go a long, long way, leading to a fulfilling and prosperous life. Two words I've always tried to live by: integrity and honesty. At the end of the day, you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror. You're not fooling anyone but yourself when you're dishonest. In the public's eye, unfortunately, it's not the 100 exemplary things that you do in your life. It's just the one or two negative things you do. And it's worse for you than it was for us in our generation. Social media can destroy you. Surround yourself with smart people. My success has so much to do with assembling great teams of extremely competent people. A mentor of mine, a movie producer, the late Steve Keston, had a saying. It was the Keston theory of aptitude. When you're apt, you surround yourself with people that are more apt. And when you're inept, you surround yourself with people who are less apt. Don't let jealousy or fear cloud your judgment. And lastly, you got to get rid of the anger and the hate. You got to throw that away. You can't carry it with you. It can kill you. It's so destructive and non-productive. Keep the lines of communication open. One of my favorite sayings is from an old Indian proverb. Don't judge your neighbor till you've walked a mile in his moccasins. You know, we're all here on this planet together. We're really all the same. We breathe the same air, we eat the same foods, we laugh at the same funny and stupid things, we feel the same pain, bleed the same blood. We have to live together and work together. Throughout history, there have always been people that don't want us to believe that. The naysayers, the dividers, the I want to be on top so you can be on the bottom. The negative energy people, the conspiracy theorists. I call them the flat earthers. Don't get sucked in. They're wrong, they're selfish, fearful, and they're misguided. Stay positive. You know, I'll end with this. It's the last speech, I can say it. I've avoided political discourse today, but as a musician and a movie maker, you might guess where I lean. All I will say on the subject of empathy and living in harmony is that the last person we had leading us was about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Be kind, be compassionate, be tolerant. Always listen, you might learn something. Stand up for all humanity. You, all of you, you have the power to change the world. Now get to work. Peace.
Good afternoon. My name is Gillian Small. I'm the University Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Each year, the Student Pinnacle Award is given to an outstanding graduate senior on each campus who has demonstrated academic excellence, who has made significant contributions through public service and outstanding commitment to the university, and whose efforts reflect the unique character of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Our Pinnacle Award winners were recognized last year and received their awards. But today, finally we can honor them publicly and personally, and we are pleased to do so. You can read more about our award winners in your program, which can be found on the Commencement website. Before I introduce our student speakers today, I want to first acknowledge the Pinnacle Award winner from the Vancouver campus, Quing Hong Ma. I now have the great pleasure to announce this class's recipient of the Metropolitan Campus Student Pinnacle Award, Joshua James David Germain. In recognition of his many accomplishments and in admiration of his remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to have conferred upon Joshua Germain the Student Pinnacle Award.
Hi, everyone. Okay, all glory to Almighty God for this beautiful day. President Capuano, Provost Small, the Board of Trustees, honorary guests, faculty, staff, family, and friends. It is with the greatest joy and gratitude that I welcome you all today to celebrate the most resilient class of 2020. Personal, global, transformational. 3 words we can all agree not only adequately markets the FDU experience, but also perfectly describes each of the journeys culminating here today. A journey that has prepared us and was crucial to our handling of the year we just faced. Whether you started postgraduate coursework, entered the workforce, or are still navigating a grueling job market, I have and will continue to admire your grit and perseverance. The events of the last year have taught and reinforced many lessons I now consider crucial as I develop personally and professionally beyond the university. Lessons including the importance of being proactive rather than reactive when faced with challenges, the impracticality of solely pursuing stability in this world that promises change, and the value of a reliant community. Fellow graduates, I am forever inspired by your resilience and determination. I stand firm in the belief that we all represent the strongest graduating class of this generation and do look forward to experiencing a world impacted by your individual voices and professional careers. Yours is the responsibility to always act in the best interest of those you influence and serve. In the words of the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the time is always right to do what is right. Again, I am beyond humbled and honored to represent my class in this capacity and would like to thank members of my community whose support made this possible. To Joan and Stockton, my parents, whose commitment and dedication to myself, their family, and their work have always inspired me. My reliable army of brothers, Raman, Zachary, Joanne, and Richard, and to my extended family, thank you for laying a foundation of success on which I so proudly build. To my best friend Alia and Jamie, my twin sister from another mother, words cannot express how much I have appreciated having you by my side since day one. Likewise, to my circle of friends, Brianna, Rohini, Ediza, Duran, Tanani, Emery, and so many others, I can never imagine these past 4 years without you. To my leaders and second family at church, your endless prayers, friendship, and spiritual support certainly did not go unnoticed. To the faculty and staff at the International School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, from the start, your belief in me and your expert guidance have allowed me to pursue my passion for people, travel, and food, and developed the multifaceted hospitality professional standing here today. My team at the Renaissance Meadowlands, thank you for all you have taught me. To my incredible counselors, brothers and sisters in the Educational Opportunity Fund, or EOF program, I am forever indebted to you for becoming a true extension of family and a crucial part of my FDU experience. To the offices of Study Abroad and Global Education, thank you for helping me realize my dream of traveling, working, and studying in China, and for reinforcing ideas related to sustainable development and globalization. I'm wrapping up. To the respective offices, and especially the Dean of Students, Campus Executive, and the Office of Student Life, thank you for your continued dedication to curating a valuable college experience centered around respect for and service to our community. I am privileged to have been taught, advised, mentored, and supported by the best at FDU while being able to positively impact the community in positions of leadership and service alongside the future leaders represented in this graduating class. Thank you all again, and congratulations.
I am now pleased to present this class's recipient of the Florham Campus Student Pinnacle Award to Alyssa Whitmore. In recognition of her many accomplishments and in admiration of her remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to have conferred Alyssa Whitmore the Student Pinnacle Award. Congratulations.
I'm very short, so. I'd like to honor and welcome the members of the Board of Trustees, honorary guests, distinguished faculty and staff, family, and friends. Thank you for joining us to share this pivotal moment in our lives. I'd like to welcome the class of 2020. Our hard work and perseverance are the reason we're all here today. First and foremost, congratulations to all of you. Though it may be delayed, this does not take away from the experiences that we have had and the successes that we are celebrating today. 5 years ago, I came into this school a nervous freshman, just as so many of us do. I was quiet, I had a fear of talking to real adults, and I didn't really consider myself one yet at 18. For me, finding my place with the Floor and Programming Committee and campus life helped me find my voice. I became the person that I am today because of the guidance and leadership of the advisors that I've had. I went from barely being able to speak in a meeting and voice my opinion to facilitating events for hundreds of students and being able to get up and talk in front of them. Me from freshman year would never imagine that I would be able to talk in front of my class of peers like this. I'm better because of my time at FDU. I'm more confident in myself and in my abilities. And while COVID-19 wasn't how I saw my time coming to an end, everything that I've learned through my time here isn't going to disappear. The relationships and the connections that I've made with friends, professors, coworkers, classmates, and staff are things that I can take with me. The experiences I've had over the past 4 years make me stronger. We talk a lot in FPC about transferable skills, or skills that a person can take and really relate to any field. I know that my education and experiences here have provided me with those and prepared me for whatever the future may bring. No matter what path I follow, I know I'm prepared for it. I have the skills to succeed. The class of 2020 has accomplished incredible things through difficult times, and this isn't the end for us. We've reached new levels of academic, social, and athletic success, and that's just to name a few areas. We're going off into higher levels of education or into the workforce or so many other places. This is our new beginning. I can't wait to see what we do and the differences that we make in the world. Congratulations to everyone in the class of 2020. We've done incredible things together. We've worked hard to get to this point and deserve to celebrate our successes. So while things might be hard right now, don't forget all of what you've done and all of what you've learned during your time here at FDU. Celebrate those successes. Class of 2020, congratulations again. You deserve this. Thank you.
Thank you. And now the time you've all been longing for, the recognition of successful candidates from the graduating class of 2020. While we conferred degrees last year virtually, we will do so once again today to mark the achievements, your achievements, publicly. The candidates for doctoral degrees are wearing hoods appropriate to their degrees. These graduates have fulfilled all the requirements for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology, Doctor of Psychology in School Psychology, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Doctor of Pharmacy. They will be announced momentarily along with the other successful candidates for degrees. To get this process started, I now ask Provost Small to present all candidates for degrees.
Will all the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for doctoral degrees. Will all the candidates for master's degrees please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for master's degrees. Will all the candidates for bachelor's degrees please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for bachelor's degrees. Will all the candidates for associate degrees please rise and remain standing? Remain standing, please. Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for associate degrees. Mr. President, all of these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon the candidates presented the doctoral, master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees indicated, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Graduates, please indicate your new status by transferring your mortarboard tassel from right to left. Congratulations and welcome to the company of scholars.
Please be seated. In the years ahead, when you think of the influences on your lives, you will see the faces and hear the voices of many of your professors. Remember the lessons taught to you by your faculty in all that you do. This is an appropriate moment for you to thank them publicly. Would the graduates please give a round of applause to their faculty? In addition, today would not be possible without the support and encouragement of your family and friends. It is your parents, wives, husbands, and children. It is your friends, both from outside of the university and from within, including FDU's dedicated staff, who have always been there to support you. Can I ask the parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, and staff members who have encouraged and helped these graduates to please stand and be recognized? Graduates, finally you can recognize your parents publicly. Thank you. Please be seated.
We will now invite the graduates to come forward so that your faculty, friends, and families can acknowledge your achievements. Our marshals will assist you, and you will also have your photo taken. After leaving the stage, please return to your seats and remain seated until the entire ceremony, including the reading of all names, has concluded. Board Chair Patrick Zenner, fellow trustees, and I will congratulate each graduate as you come across the stage. Once again, we ask that you please return to your seats after you leave the stage and show your fellow graduates the attention and respect they deserve. Thank you.
Angelina Susuro. Hugo Leon.
Sienna Coelho. Pooja Shah.
Reynald Joseph.
Allison Reed.
Elena Rodriguez.
Jennifer Bonilla.
Gina Winjobi.
Tyra James Bolden.
Ibiranki Ditubi.
Michelle Jimenez.
Sheree Palmer.
Nelson Mora.
Olivia Baxter.
Carice Fowler.
Mercedes Zia.
Bruna Parentes. Ishani Choksi. Samuel Laria. Kendra Long. Joanny Gallegos. Stephen Flores. Sharon Great Hameen. Tamar Walters.
Latanya Jones.
Marisol Suarez. Geraldine Vasquez. Anna Kaburi. Nancy Riccatoni.
Glenda Hernandez Shira.
Christopher Loria. Daniela Elizabeth Lemus Martinez. Yanathis Rodriguez.
Matthew Armendinger.
Jenna Roman.
Alisa Igorova.
Brianna McLeod.
Daniel Chuki.
Belly Marquez.
Stephanie Biozzi.
Gabriela Nobre.
Bailey Corblis.
Monica Warjonik.
Julian Londono.
Ikenna Okoli.
Mary Ellen Von Adder.
Jennifer Jimenez.
Emery Alexander.
Ruth Yamo Kofi.
Saul Gomez.
Lauren Ruggiero.
Nicholas Joseph Denizo Jr.
Juan Arguta.
Oluwanifemi Ayode Dioho.
Sean Ajavan.
Lauren Gradsky.
Paola Palaguachi.
Nila Espin.
Aisha Rosemond.
Anne Christie Fleury.
Shamar Gadsden.
Helena Chapa,
Marissa Levies,
Samantha Maniello,
Serena Brown,
Denise Diaz,
Thomas Freyer,
Daryl Thomas,
Madeline Ostrander,
Kaylee Clark,
Wendy Smith,
Angel L. Bojos,
Natalia Padron,
Sulady Felix,
Daniel Mora,
Jeanette Orts,
Jillian Kasheki,
Jonathan Rosa,
Brianna Acacia,
Anthony Pares,
Kenny Tang,
Miguel Angel Romero,
Imani Collins,
Ahmed Kalmurad,
Tatiana Cruz,
Tara Brown,
Dashira John,
Dora Garcia,
Brian Caswell,
Adiola Dada,
Devin Wunder,
Michelle Rumiguano,
Colin Wunder,
Nathan Schulzrin,
Dana Paul,
Carolina Fortes,
Ani Chakamian,
Brendan Urbano,
Robert Perez,
Elizabeth Sotomayor Mayelo,
Ashley Ortiz,
Isidro Herrera,
Helen Abotitse,
Ruben Acosta,
Caroline Jacobs,
Christopher Siafi,
Camilla Laima,
Maura Oaks,
Joseph Harris,
Julia Pickart,
Tatiana Brown,
Nicole Mogarte,
Tanani Washington,
Amy Volker,
Nicholas Quintero,
Rebecca Ring, Giovanni Tejada,
Ashley Trabaglioni,
Johnny Lobato Jr.,
Robert Quiles,
Gabriel Pimentel,
Sydney Fatt,
Brandon Ferrero,
Lauren Padron,
Brandon Burke,
Amy Erlinger,
Jaskanpreet Panu, Kiri Rodriguez,
Geralda Jalus,
Kimberlyn Camillo,
Nicolette Ferrante,
Truth Train,
Michael Sullivan,
Nicole Surace,
Stephanie Medina,
Simon Uribe,
Sean Smith,
Sirena Martinez,
Rary Rivera George,
Deja Smith,
Kirsten Lasher,
Maria Van Tyen,
Catherine Anzalone,
Benjamin Schnall,
Kafarina Kotstelan,
Suad Medun,
Alexandria Keeley,
Maimuna Abdul Hakim,
Dana Fuentes,
Michael Kiriakou,
Cassie Zapala,
Richard DeMaro,
Marilyn Cuellar Fernandez,
Onyx Flores,
Shivam Patel,
Carlos Valenzuela,
Ariana Wexler,
Nicole Hinkapi,
Evan Midgley,
Malia Clark,
Caitlin Esposito,
Christian Chavez,
Christopher Doer, Michael Marciniak,
Vincent Pallone,
Selena Morin Chow,
Liam Dillon,
Catherine Switzer,
Robert Patio,
Catherine Cafico,
Louis DeRosier,
Isabel Rapolo,
Anthony Villardi,
Tina Capadonna,
Joshua Rivera,
George Naranjo,
Alejandro Carmona Garcia,
Brian Wallace,
Carly Madlinger,
Sandhya Praveen,
Melissa D'Alessio,
Daniel Sherman,
Rashard Mills,
Deandra Drinkard,
John Pirro,
Catherine Bravo,
Jade Searles,
Barbara Chong,
Edward Davies,
Janine Morales,
Marta Stashnook,
Kaisha Lassane,
Sylvia Borges Bostic,
Eunice Gavieres,
Rebecca Chasen,
Jasmine Ramos,
Helena Stone,
Catherine Doherty,
Hippie Valone,
Bushra Tahan,
Deja Holmes, Cindy Wynn,
Brittany Blankenship,
Jamie Mathis,
Julie Prentice,
Ann G. Joseph,
Summer Mendoza,
Mansi Patel,
Ademolar Ogonruku,
Benita Weich,
Elias Silva,
Ashley Lopez,
Solomon Din,
Caitlin Johnson,
Yamile Vasquez,
Christina Huber,
Ali Patino,
Jaslyn Lanier,
Janae Clemens,
Joel Kellum,
George Stevens,
Julie Samuels,
Catherine Collins,
Samantha Salzone,
Yasmin Alam,
Robert Ficini,
Casey Marie Struble,
Kasi Amenyan,
Mackenzie Rose Stewart,
Amaris Golden,
Samantha Helene Heiler,
Trisha Williams,
Arati Dahal,
Katie Ingenito,
Rajvi Gandhi,
Naomi Tinio,
Michael Sosiadis,
Ishar Jafar,
Mohammed Mustafa,
Ibrahim Jafar,
Brian Galvez,
Samantha Pavlock,
Imelda Zamora,
Ariana Mascola,
Shakira Taylor,
Megan Zacario,
Samantha Fabricatore, Denise Olivia Walls,
John Branda,
Yannick John,
Gabriel Cruz,
Brianna Weber,
Jordan Fussell,
James Velasquez,
Chelsea Ramda,
Stephen Palsy,
Sabrina Arabunu,
Juanita Kim,
Joshua Germain,
Bradley Amengual,
Rohini Banerjee,
Skylar Schwenk,
Justine Maduro Torres,
Alexandra Callahan,
Amina Jafar,
Marie Pietra Catella,
Sarah Rodriguez, summa cum laude,
Jessica Pietra Catella,
Eric Kiernan,
Olivia F. R. Hurley,
Brandon Zambrano,
Caitlin Ide,
Theodore Zwill,
Nick Romano,
Gabriela Samaniego,
Nasa Schroeder,
Juan Alvarez,
Christina Rego,
Andrew McTeague,
Sean Stonehill,
Kenny Brid,
Brandon Gomez,
Jose Caceres,
Jordan Anthony Gonzalez,
Christian Camillo,
Hernando Rivera,
Kishab Agarwal,
Gabriela Leverance,
Agnes Gabain,
Zamira Hendley,
Danielle Lynch,
Luis Tuberes,
Christine Johnson,
Faith Adelufosi,
Thomas Marr,
Daniela Bosco,
Aida Fernandez,
Kayla Barr,
Veronica Guadalupe Chavez Cortez,
Samantha Altschuler,
Samra Shakil,
Paulina Marino, Jennifer Reyes Lopez,
Vinay Mapala,
Marianne Dialessi,
Shahima Outland,
Richard Wright,
Michael Gillen,
Robert Ruiz,
Sheetal Agawal,
Lauren Nicole McKendry,
Daisy Esteban,
Grace Kim,
Lakshna Magesh Kumar,
Justin Pena,
Alyssa Albarella,
Melissa Rodas,
Carolyn Reed,
Tabitha Vargas,
Angie Yu,
Christiana Mullen,
Victoria Mano,
Abdallah Hamad,
Zoe Autumn Lee,
Montserrat Rodriguez,
Kira Jessica Alexandra Nixon,
Ariel Sikora,
Charlie Madsen, Lee Yacarino, Sushil Reddy Asani, Balu Sambrahmanyan Salapuripel,
Nadis Hernandez,
Michaela Vega,
Alisa Whitmore,
Emily Tusinski, Eliana Reyes, Lydia Adam Ishun, Teresa Robinson, Yesha Das, Chris Kirschner, Vaughn Jackson, Angela Elias Medina, Wasim Gaber,
Mr. President, words of wisdom and inspiration have been heard, and the class of 2020 now approaches its final moments together. With your permission, may we conclude these ceremonies. So concluded.
On this day, the 19th of May in 2021, Fairleigh Dickinson University has officially and now publicly and in person conferred degrees on these graduates. Graduates, go forward with courage and grace, fortiter et suaviter, carrying with you the traditions, strengths, and dreams of this great institution. On behalf of the trustees and the faculty, I declare this annual commencement exercise of Fairleigh Dickinson University has now concluded. Our warm congratulations to the graduates and to their families. Please enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Thank you again, and congratulations. As you exit the stadium, please follow the directions provided by our marshals. Again, thank you. Congratulations, class of 2020, and have a great time and a great summer.
Thank you for attending FDU's commencement. Please allow the platform party to exit and follow the marshal's directions to be dismissed row by row. Congratulations all.